Welcome back to our channel, English with Ethan. In this video, we will learn the inspiring and historical story of Uncle Sam, a powerful symbol of the United States. This story is perfect for those who want to practice English and learn American history in a simple and interesting way. So let's begin. Part 1. The Origin of Uncle Sam. The name Uncle Sam is known all around the world. When we hear Uncle Sam, we often think of a tall man with a white beard, wearing a hat with stars and stripes, pointing his finger, saying, "I want you." But have you ever wondered, who is Uncle Sam? And where did this name come from? Let's go back more than 200 years in time, to the early 1800s, during the War of 1812 between the United States and Great Britain. At that time, there was a man named Samuel Wilson. Samuel was a businessman. He sold meat to the U.S. Army. He lived in Troy, New York, and owned a meatpacking company. When Samuel packed the barrels of beef for the soldiers, he stamped the letters U.S. on them. The letters U.S. stood for United States. But the soldiers in the army made a joke. They said U.S. also meant Uncle Sam, because Samuel Wilson was the man who sent them the meat. They began calling the food barrels Uncle Sam's meat. The name spread quickly. Soldiers started calling the whole U.S. government Uncle Sam. Even though it started as a joke, people began to love the nickname. The name Uncle Sam became popular, and soon, newspapers and writers used it too. It was a way to speak about the U.S. government in a fun, friendly way. Instead of saying the government, people said Uncle Sam. Samuel Wilson never planned to become a symbol. He was just a kind, hard-working man who helped the army. But over time, his nickname became a national symbol. In the year 1961, the U.S. Congress officially recognized Samuel Wilson as the real Uncle Sam. His story is now part of American history. In this part, we learned how a simple man named Samuel Wilson became the face of a nation. His honest work during a time of war gave birth to one of the most famous symbols in the world, Uncle Sam. Part 2. The face of Uncle Sam. From joke to national symbol. In the last part, we learned how a kind man named Samuel Wilson sent meat to soldiers in the War of 1812. He stamped the barrels with U.S. for United States, and the soldiers joked that it meant Uncle Sam. The name became popular, and Samuel Wilson became known as the real Uncle Sam. But at that time, there was no picture of Uncle Sam. People only used the name. They imagined Uncle Sam as a kind, strong old man who represented the United States. So now, the question was, what does Uncle Sam look like? The birth of an image. The first images of Uncle Sam started to appear in newspapers and cartoons during the 1800s. In the beginning, different artists drew Uncle Sam in different ways. Sometimes he was tall and thin, sometimes short and round. Sometimes he had a beard, sometimes he didn't. But slowly, people began to recognize one special look. A tall man with white hair and a beard, dressed in red, white, and blue clothes, like the American flag. Then came an artist who would change everything. James Montgomery Flagg. The famous poster. James Montgomery Flagg was a famous American artist. In 1917, during World War I, the U.S. government needed help. They wanted more young men to join the army. So they asked artists to create posters that could speak to the hearts of the people. James Flagg had an idea. He drew a strong-looking Uncle Sam with sharp eyes, white hair, and a pointing finger. He wore a top hat with stars, a blue jacket, and red and white striped pants. And at the bottom of the poster, it said, "I want you for U.S. Army." This image became one of the most famous posters in history. It was powerful. It was personal. It made people feel that Uncle Sam was talking directly to them. This version of Uncle Sam became the official look. People all over the country, and even the world, began to recognize this face as the symbol of the United States. James Flagg even used his own face as a model for Uncle Sam, just adding white hair and a beard. Uncle Sam in World War II. Later, during World War II, the same poster was used again. It helped bring the country together. It encouraged people to join the army, work in factories, and help the nation during hard times. The image of Uncle Sam was no longer just a joke or a symbol. He had become the voice of the nation, the face of unity, and the spirit of America. So, what did we learn in this part? We saw how Uncle Sam got his famous look, thanks to artist James Montgomery Flagg. His poster became a strong message during war. It made people feel brave, responsible, and proud. This part of the story teaches us that art and symbols can change the way people think and feel. Sometimes, one picture can speak louder than words. Part 3. Uncle Sam becomes a cultural icon, loved, used, and questioned. In Part 2, we learned how James Montgomery Flagg gave Uncle Sam his famous face. A tall man with white hair, a beard, and red, white, and blue clothes. His powerful image was used to call people to action during World War I and World War II. But Uncle Sam's story didn't stop there. As time passed, Uncle Sam became more than just a war poster. He became part of the culture, music, movies, school books, and even people's hearts and minds. Let's see how. Uncle Sam in movies and cartoons. After the wars, people continued to use Uncle Sam's image. They drew him in newspapers, showed him in films, and even made jokes about him in cartoons. He appeared in places where the U.S. government wanted to share a message. If the country was proud of something, they used Uncle Sam. If they were unhappy about something, they also used Uncle Sam. This is because Uncle Sam had become a symbol of the whole country. For example, in school textbooks, Uncle Sam taught children about citizenship and patriotism. In movies, he was shown as the face of the nation's voice. In animated cartoons, Uncle Sam sometimes danced, walked, or spoke to explain rules or history. His face was everywhere. Uncle Sam in songs and music. Uncle Sam even appeared in music. Many singers wrote songs about him. Some songs were positive. They talked about freedom, hard work, and American pride. But some songs were critical. They questioned the government's choices, and they used Uncle Sam to express those feelings. Uncle Sam was not just a happy figure anymore. He was also used to speak up for people who had concerns. This shows how powerful symbols can be. They can be used in different ways by different people. Uncle Sam in protests. In the 1960s and 70s, something new started to happen. During times of war, especially the Vietnam War, many young Americans began to protest. They were angry about the war and they didn't want to fight in it. Guess what symbol they used? Yes, Uncle Sam. But this time, they didn't use the poster to say, "I want you to join." Instead, they changed the message. They used the picture to say things like, "Uncle Sam wants you to die for oil." "Uncle Sam is watching you." These new versions were not made by the government. They were made by ordinary people who wanted to express their opinions. Uncle Sam became a mirror that reflected both the good and the bad of the nation. He was no longer just a soldier calling young men to war. He became a question, a debate, and a way to express freedom of speech. What does this teach us? This teaches us something very important. A symbol like Uncle Sam can change with time. In the beginning, he was just a name, Uncle Sam. Then he became a picture. Then he became a part of the American identity. He was loved, respected, used, and sometimes even questioned. But through it all, Uncle Sam stayed important. He helped people feel connected to their country, even if they didn't always agree with it. So, in this part of the story, we saw how Uncle Sam became a part of everyday life. He entered movies, music, protests, and public talks. He was no longer just a man on a poster. He was a symbol of the American people, in both good times and hard times. Part 4. Uncle Sam in Modern Times. Still alive or just a memory? In Part 3, we saw how Uncle Sam became more than just a poster. He became part of music, movies, protests, and people's emotions. He was not only loved but also questioned. He became a way for people to speak, to show pride, anger, or hope. Now let's move forward. Let's explore what happened to Uncle Sam in modern times. Is he still important today? Where do we see him? What do people think about him now? Let's find out. Uncle Sam in government and politics. Today, even today, the U.S. government sometimes uses Uncle Sam in its messages. You might see his picture in tax advertisements. Uncle Sam needs your taxes. Army recruitment. Serve your country with pride. Public service posters. Uncle Sam wants you to vote. Although not as common as in the past, his image is still recognized by everyone. Why? Because he represents something deep, something emotional, something about being American. In big political speeches, leaders still talk about what Uncle Sam would say. They use his name to explain what is right, what is fair, and what the country should stand for. So, even in politics today, Uncle Sam is alive. Uncle Sam in schools and education. In American schools, students learn about Uncle Sam in history class. Teachers use him to explain what symbols are, why symbols are powerful, how a simple image can speak louder than words. Children are told the story of Sam Wilson and how the name Uncle Sam came from a real person. They also study the World War I poster made by James Flagg, the most famous image of Uncle Sam. They are asked questions like, what does Uncle Sam mean to you? Is he still important today? Can symbols change over time? This helps young students think deeply about their country and its values. Uncle Sam is not just an old man with a beard. He becomes a tool to teach history, art, and critical thinking. Uncle Sam on the internet and social media today. We live in a digital world. People spend hours every day on the internet. So what about Uncle Sam? Is he online too? Yes, he is. People still create memes, videos, and artworks using Uncle Sam. Sometimes to inspire, sometimes to joke, sometimes to criticize. You might see pictures where Uncle Sam says things like, Uncle Sam wants you to stay home and stay safe during COVID-19. Uncle Sam is watching your data to talk about privacy. Uncle Sam supports green energy, about climate change. This shows us something powerful. Symbols don't die. They evolve. Uncle Sam has moved from paper posters to digital screens, from walls to websites, from billboards to memes. Is everyone happy with Uncle Sam? Now here's an important question. Does everyone in America still love Uncle Sam? The answer is no, not everyone. Some people think Uncle Sam is too old-fashioned. a symbol of only war and control, not inclusive of all Americans. They believe new symbols should be made that show diversity, equality, and modern values. For example, some artists have created Aunt Liberty, a female version. Others have made Uncle Sam in different colors to represent all races. Some say there should be many symbols, not just one. This debate is healthy. It shows that people care about how they are represented. And it shows that Uncle Sam is still part of the conversation. He still makes people think, talk, agree, and disagree. What does Uncle Sam mean today? Today, Uncle Sam stands for many things. History. He reminds people of the past. Duty. He asks people to be responsible citizens. Freedom. He shows that voices, even in protest, matter. Change. He proves that ideas can grow, symbols can evolve. Uncle Sam may not be on every wall like before, but he is still in every heart that cares about what the country means. Whether people love him or question him, they still talk about him. That means he is still alive in the American mind. So, in this part, we saw that Uncle Sam is not gone. He has changed, moved, and adapted, just like the country itself. From classrooms to hashtags, from posters to social debates, Uncle Sam still speaks to the people in his own way. Part 5. The future of Uncle Sam. Will he live on forever? In this final part, I ask a very big question. What is the future of Uncle Sam? Will this famous symbol of America stay with us in the years to come? Or will he slowly fade away, like old pages in a book? Let's take a deep look, using real events, simple ideas, and a clear voice. A symbol that grew with the nation. We began this story with a simple man named Samuel Wilson, a meat packer during the War of 1812. His barrels were marked U.S., and soldiers jokingly said it meant Uncle Sam. From that small joke, a powerful image was born. Over many years, Uncle Sam became a face of war, a teacher of duty, a helper in times of fear, a guide during protests, a symbol of dreams, success, and sometimes struggle. But he never stayed the same. Like America, he changed. That's the reason he survived for more than 200 years. So, will he survive another 100 years? Let's explore. People want meaning. Uncle Sam gives it. In every generation, people ask deep questions. What does it mean to be American? What do I believe in? How do I show love for my country? These questions need answers, and symbols help people express feelings that are hard to say in words. That's why Uncle Sam is still important. He is easy to recognize, full of history, full of emotion, always watching, always calling. People may not agree on everything, but they know who he is. He gives people a place to begin the conversation. So, as long as people want to connect with their country, Uncle Sam will have a place. The world is changing. Will Uncle Sam change too? Today, the world is changing fast. Technology is growing. People from all cultures are mixing. Young people are thinking in new ways. The world is more connected than ever. This brings a big challenge. Will Uncle Sam stay the same old face? Or will he become something new? Many artists, writers, and teachers believe Uncle Sam must grow, not just in look, but in heart. That means showing not just power, but also peace, diversity, compassion, justice for all people. Some say Uncle Sam should have a friend like Lady Liberty next to him, a new outfit that shows different communities, a modern voice that speaks to today's youth. This is not to erase the past, but to keep the symbol alive. Because a symbol that doesn't grow slowly dies. What young people think. Younger generations see the world differently. They use the internet, watch global news, and care deeply about climate change, equality, education, human rights. Many of them don't know much about Uncle Sam, but when they do learn, they ask, "Can Uncle Sam stand for us too?" If the answer is yes, they will carry the symbol forward. If the answer is no, they may create something new. That's why it is so important to teach, share, and talk about the meaning of Uncle Sam, so future generations can decide what to keep, what to change, what to create. Will Uncle Sam always represent America? This question is difficult because America itself is changing every day. But symbols don't need to be perfect. They need to be powerful and useful. Uncle Sam is still useful because he reminds people to care, reminds people to act, helps people feel part of a bigger family. Even if people argue about him, the fact that they talk about him shows he still matters. So yes, we believe Uncle Sam will live on, not just as a poster or a drawing, but as a living idea inside every person who asks, "What does my country stand for? And what can I do to make it better?" Final words. What we learn from Uncle Sam. This series was not just about a man with a hat and a finger. It was about a symbol that taught us history, courage, duty, debate, dreams. We saw how one man's nickname became a nation's voice. We saw how a poster in war became a voice for freedom. We saw how a simple face became a mirror, reflecting what people feel inside. Uncle Sam may grow old in picture, but in meaning, he is always young, because new generations can always add their voice to his. This is the end of our 5-part series on the life and meaning of Uncle Sam. I hope you enjoyed this journey and learned something valuable. It's great for English practice. It helps you understand American culture. It teaches how symbols shape our world. If you like this video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends.